Yes, yes, yes. Oh, and I am here. Took me a minute to figure it out, but I'm here. Trying to find myself. That. Don't do that. Snow. Can you like your own chat or live? Hmm. I'm going, right? Oh, yes, I am. Okay. Going to be planting some seeds. Oh, glasses. Hi. Well, hello. I'm going to be planting some thyme and some Shasta daisy seeds. And I also have some seeds hanging out over here. I wanted to kind of show off. I'm also going to be planting some chamomile, and I do have some in a pot on my porch. And funny thing is, when I went to plant it, it's a really windy day, and it kind of blew out my hand. It spilled all in there, so I just spread them out. It is a carpet of chamomile sprouts. So we don't know how those are going to come out. But I got some of this comfrey from seed. Now, I've read up on it, and I think what I need is Russian comfrey because it doesn't reproduce from the seeds. This, I've heard, will go crazy and reseed and grow and reseed and grow. But I think I will put this in. In the back, I got a foraging garden, and I'm always looking for something to feed the animals. So I'm excited about this for that reason. So I'm going to get me some Russian comfrey cuttings. I wore these because I saw Miss T with her glasses. I'm sure y'all can hear me with my mic. Okay. Now I buy these seeds because they're cheaper. There's not directions or pictures. But this is amaranth, red garnet. This is also for the animals and for me. This makes a grain type of seed, like quinoa. We were at grocery shop. I didn't get any quinoa actually, and we saw it on the grocery store shelf. And this is pretty because the little seed clusters are beautiful. It's red. I can imagine it looking lovely with some okra, red okra. So I'm excited about the amaranth. I've tried to grow it before, and I got it to sprout, but then it died. I don't know when to plant it or what. This is going to take some research. Sweet peas, the flowering kind, not the eating kind, because these are toxic. By the way, you keep these away from your animals, well away. But I'm going to throw these in my Tabasco pot later, maybe December or January, something maybe earlier. I watched a chick in London. She's already got some sprouted. These are very cool season flowers. And I planted mine too late last year. By the time they started flowering, it was too hot. So I wanted to mention these. I don't see a lot of people growing these. But these smell delicious. Okay. I'm not going to start this today, but this is sage broadleaf. Sage is something I never have very much of because, you know, you try to go out and just seed this in your garden. You have to really make sure you take care of it and keep it weeded. It can kind of get lost in the shuffle. It takes it a long time to get a good size. So I plan on starting another flat. I'm having allergies today. I want to start another flat of some more herbs. This being one and rosemary being another. Okay. So, this is my rosemary. got all my seeds out, ready to go. Because when I turn you guys off, I'm gonna go ahead and get down to it. All right, this is thyme vulgaris. Again, I don't have a picture because I have a lot of thyme seed. You can actually grow thyme as a ground cover. There's a type of thyme called creeping thyme. I've got it in my goldfish pond garden. But anyway, I'm going to start a lot of thyme because, again, with the sage, I never have enough time because this is my favorite herb. So I'm going serious. And this is my Shasta Daisies. If you want to know what either one of these look like, just Google it. Thyme vulgaris, Shasta Daisy. They're not telling me the scientific name on this. Okay. Can you get me some scissors? I did not bring that with my coup de monde. Now, you see my flat has previous tapes from previous growings, and this was washed with really hot water with a lot of vinegar and dish soap. That tape didn't want to come off. Oh, I see that one's loose. There you go. I don't sweat the small stuff around here. And this is a painter's tape, so I'll just put like one and one here, one here, one here. And I use my Sharpie. And this is what I have around the house. So, you know, I'm all about budget gardening here. Bad enough I had to buy these seeds. So here we go. Now, I can't work up close with my glasses. Those are far away glasses. What I'm going to do with these thyme is, because they're really tiny, the plants themselves will be really pretty small for a while once they've sprouted. So I'm going to go ahead and put like 3 in each one of these. Okay. The Shasta Daisies, seeds a little bit bigger, and the plant themselves, when they get going, they're going to get of a size. So they're going to go, I'm going to go ahead and put 2 for flat, but I'm going to choose the one that's the best and pluck the other one out. Okay. That's my plan, Stan. So 3. Oh, I have a container right here with soil in it. So rather than try to judge how deep or whatever to plant this little tiny stuff, I'm just going to go ahead and sprinkle my soil over it so I don't have to worry about that. And also I opened the wrong thing. This has nothing to do with anything. This is a thyme bottle, but it has snowball cauliflower in it. My bad. Shasta Daisy seeds are really small too. So I'm going to go ahead and put a couple per cell. Okay? These are my plans. I got confused. It's like I got turnip seeds on the table too. These are things I need to pop out and throw a few seeds in the ground. I can't show you, these seeds are so small. Can you see that? Think like these are smaller than the mustard seeds, or right at the same size. So now I'm thinking, should I do more than 3? I'm doing this like I know what I'm doing. I have never grown thyme from seed. Just laying that out there. And that's why I'm starting now. So that is 1 thyme seed. It's so hard. That is 2 thyme seeds. Make sure it doesn't stick to your finger. 3 thyme seeds. And that's 4. Same thing here. Yeah. This is just pot and soil, by the way. I don't do seed start and mix because I don't like to up pot very much. When these thyme get big enough that I think they're getting root bound, that's when I'll up pot. I don't like to mess with my stuff because I feel like it stunts it a little. Just waste time, and let them feel nice and cozy. You just make sure you look. Here's a wood chip. Just take it right out of there. Make sure there's nothing there interfering with your little plant. Okay? And you I should have done that ahead of time, but I'm just going to do it right now. Still got my seed here. Okay. Oh, you taking your girl to dance class? Hey, you guys just get me some woody herbs going here. And also, I'll be able to start harvesting a little, maybe, by the end of this long winter we got ahead of us. You guys think it's going to is it going to be a super bad winter? Do you think? We had a couple of storms last year, and then we had that one snap where it was like 0 degrees for a week. That was the only bad stuff that I remember last year. So I think it was a pretty mild winter all in all. I'm a little worried this one's going to be a doozy. See there? I'm starting to cover a little just to show you. Just a sprinkle of soil. Those are really, really tiny. And that's mainly to protect them from going willy-nilly when I water, Ideally, you probably want to pre-water like the day before and then put your seeds in. I didn't do that. I'm going to have to rotate these with my peppers and tomatoes. I usually start my peppers and tomatoes. I do it with the moon. So whenever that is in January, that's when I'll start my peppers. And then the moon in February is when I'll start my tomatoes. That's for me here because I can plant my stuff like that in April. In the middle of April, maybe toward the end. Watch your forecasts. So, you think I'm going to be able to keep these rocking all winter? Look, if I can do tomatoes and peppers in here, then I think I'll be okay. I'm making the smallest of indentations in my soil when I put these seeds in there. A lot of flooding. We get a lot of flooding in the spring, and then like this week we got 3.5 inches from like Wednesday or Thursday into Saturday. So it happened really fast. But it wasn't really heavy rain for the most part. It was just a good steady rain. And those brassicas out there, they must have grown 6 inches. We've been in a drought here. For real. And our Octobers, I guess the new normal is you're going to stay up in the 80s and 90s up until a couple of weeks ago. We were in the upper 80s. It seems to have really come now, though. We're cool and cooling off, and the nights are in the upper 40s. You guys start watching your 15-day forecast on your weather app. I watch the weather too on network TV. Just make sure you do that. And I'm gonna cover these all up just a little bit. They're really, really tiny, making sure I don't throw any chunks of wood on top of them. I don't like gardening with gloves because I like to feel the seeds. I don't have gloves. Move with chip. Just take them out. I want my seeds to grow in something that is kind of like what's growing outside, where they're going to go. Okay. Where's the Shasta Daisies? Did I open them? I didn't get some. Excuse me a minute. I got to get my scissors. Where are the good scissors? Hey, not rosemary, Shasta Daisies. It looks like little cut up rosemary. Almost like a tiny fennel seed. Whoa, that was way too much. All right, Same with this side, making sure the wood chips are out of my way. It's potting soil, by the way, which is not in my garden. But we can worry about that when we up pot. Give them something more like what they'd have outside. Okay, here we go. And in reality, I'm putting about 2 seeds in each hole, just to make sure I get good germination. You come in here and you have to commit murder, and that's okay. You get the ones you don't want out of your way. Little indentation, not a hole. That's just to keep it where you want it. Little indentation. I pack these down a little too when I filled it with soil. So we actually lost power about 4 o'clock in the morning 3 or 4 nights ago. It had kicked up some wind before it started the rain event here. And it blew a transformer out back on the pole. And then they had they really did cut down a tree. I didn't mind. They left all of the foliage back there on the ground, so my goats got some extra forage out of that. That was nice of them to leave it there. I wonder if they knew. And those are the people that I get my wood chips from, because they go around and take care of the power lines, you know, and they chip the wood. And I get it for free. And it's great for your chicken pen, your animal pens, because then, you know, they've kind of got a diaper to do the little poos in. That's a big wood chip. Okay. Anyway, so you let the animals kind of poo that up, you know, and it kind of decomposes right there for you. Then we, you know, gather it up and you put it in a bin and add your other composting elements. So, yeah, you guys, Oklahoma gets a lot of weather and sends it to other places, you know. I've noticed that. When I lived in Colorado, I noticed where I lived, in the wintertime, the weather patterns, when it got just right, would send Oklahoma our weather when I lived in Colorado. So now I know I can keep Colorado on my forecast. You know how you search for it, like if you're gonna go travel somewhere. Well, I kind of spy on Colorado's forecasts to warn me what's gonna happen where I am. Because sometimes, you know, those weather guys don't get how much we need to know that stuff, I feel. So I be stalking the weather. Hey, Cricket Peach. How's your weather? You getting rains? Okay. I'm done planting now, so I can pay attention to the chat more. I don't have a lighter. So you can just hold this together and then burn the little edges, keep it sealed. But honestly, I've got bottles, so these are going to go in a bottle. These are Shasta Daisies. Pete, I planted Shasta Daisy and thyme. It's dangerous leaving the lid off that, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm all done with that. Now I'm going to go and just, again, these are tiny seeds. Making sure there's no wood chippy. Sprinkle it in here. Just a little bit. My fat fingers. There's like 3 Shasta Daisies in each one of those little divots. That's okay. Technically, now I've seen gardeners do this, where they will overseed their little cells, and then when they get their true leaves and all that, then they'll separate them out. I think Roots and Refuge does that. That seems crazy talk to me. You know? I tend to be super careful with my things. When I transplant, I am so careful not to if I move something around outside, there's going to be a crater because I'm going well below what I need to move that thing. So I don't like plant. I try to avoid the transplanting shock. Speaking of which, I leave these a little less full so that if you have any trouble, like if they come up a little leggy for you, you can just go ahead and add a little bit more soil. Make sure your light's right. Oh yeah, let me explain that. I have 2 different shelves in my living room. They just stay there. Don't judge me. I'm a grower, okay? Anyway, one has fixed lights, right? So that shelf, I have to put something under. I use that for starting my seeds. So I'll stack books or whatever under this. Blocks would be better. But I'm using these old encyclopedias from the 70s that we got at a yard sale. So I'll stick 5 or 6 of those encyclopedias up under there. And as they grow, because you want your plants to be, a good 6 inches, I say about a hand down between your plants and your light, right? As they grow, you can just simply take out a few encyclopedias. This is my plant college. They're there to learn. And I'll give you all updates of how these do, so I can back up my claims of garden knowledge. And there we go. Because they are planted. Peach. Judging! She's not careful. I do that if the seeds are older. Waiting on a phone call. Well, since you missed it, I just wanted to show you. I'm working on, I've got some chamomile planted already. And a good windy day knocked this out of my hand and helped me plant that pot really well. I'm going to bring that in. Try to have some chamomile. If I'm going to run a grow light, I figure I'll get my bang for my buck. Also, if you're annoyed by the grow light, you turn your grow light on at night. So you go to bed, have it away from you so you don't have to worry about, mine are pink lights. It's really annoying. My daughter always waits for, Mom, can we turn the grow light off? I'm like, okay. I give them a good 12 hours under the grow light. So there's chamomile. The wrong kind of comfrey, but I'm going to go ahead and use it outside of my garden, way back by the alley, so that I can cut some stuff for my goats and my chickens, and also use the greens to make fertilizer. I want to be starting these like the end of December to January, sweet peas, not for eating, ornamental kind. Keep them away from the animals type thing. I keep them in the front yard. Chamomile. Chamomile peas. What'd I say? I didn't say that, did I? This is amaranth. I'm excited to get this going next year. I'm also hoping this can go in the back at the foraging garden, but I might stick some in the front because it's just really pretty. This is also for my animals. Oh, and for me. Because like I said, you can find amaranth at the store to eat. It's a grain. I'm going to be starting some sage broadleaf. Now you're all caught up, Peach. Yeah, but that's what I'm worried about. I don't want it to spread from seed. You see, the Russian comfrey doesn't supposedly spread from seed. But my kind will, prolifically. If I could just be real hard on it. I mean, I was real hard on my mint, and I think I got it out. And I had my mint was contained to the fence row too, y'all. I dug that soil out 1.5 feet. I got all that mint. My husband helped too. My daughter. It took all of us. So mint in the garden is a bad thing, yes. But that being said, if you choose a full sun spot to put mint in, it will stick to that fence row. That might be a little trick, you know? Yes, amaranth. And it's beautiful, right? Who wouldn't want to grow that beautiful thing? Neither one of them really spread. All right. But you are where you are, right? This is Oklahoma. We have the mildest winters here. Unless it gets really serious. And it can grow in part shade. That's another reason because I wanted to do it by my apple trees. My comfrey. Yeah. Mint is a monster. But like I said, my summers, 110 degrees, and it stayed right in that fence row. Like this much on either side of that fence row. However, in the asparagus patch, it's bad in there. I'm probably going to have to dig up my asparagus roots and move them. I've done it before, and they were fine. I have to choose the right time before they start sprouting. Jealous of me. I'm jealous of a lot of people too. And honestly, unless you're talking about like, I want your body, that's a jealous thing. Envious is like something you have, right? I've had therapy. They point these things out to you. See how I know they do a lot of hydroponics. I don't want to mess with the art of moving my tomatoes from a hydroponic and my peppers, to the outside thing. So I'm always going to grow my starts this way. But I am interested in hydroponics for like, just to grow herbs in for inside. That'd be awesome. You think it's going to be a mild winter? Or are you making fun of me in my mild winters? Where are you exactly, Peach? Forgive me for not knowing. Yes, I have asparagus seeds, but I would think since it takes so long just to get them going from root, asparagus seeds are just kind of dumb, in my opinion. I got them thinking I'd plant them, and I was thinking, why did I even do that? Because, my asparagus seeds up. Fun fact, you need your asparagus to be in enough sun or it won't seed up for you. Because mine never seeded when I had it in the back. It just wasn't getting enough sun. I moved it up front where the sun's a little stronger in the mornings, more hours. Hydroponics is not real food. Oh, I think it's all right for herbs. I mean, I don't know. I've never done hydroponics. Oh, you have chamomile in your hydroponic? See, because I was reading about it and I asked Google, can I grow it inside in the winter? Sure, if you have enough light. And they smell like honey. Yeah. Peach has sarcasm humor. Yeah, honey with chamomile. I got a dill and cilantro out there in my green stock. I just throw I'm going blank. Frost cloth. Because my frost cloth was here until I cleaned up for this live. I'll throw a sheet of that on there. And if it's really bad, I'll throw a sheet of plastic too, just to be sure. I grew, for the last 2 years, I've grown in my green stalk all winter, even lettuce. As long as you protect it on the days. And like I said, watch your weather in your 15 days or whatever, wherever you are. You can grow a lot of things in the winter that you wouldn't think you could. Cilantro especially, because that stuff just goes to seed. Oh, you're in Virginia. When my family came to this country and migrated on both sides, we had family in Virginia. And one of the Carolinas. I don't pretend to remember which one. She's doing beets, tomatoes, peppers, and she's trying cucumbers this year, strawberries, and beans again this year in the Arrow Garden. Are they like dwarf varieties of those vegetables, or are they like the full enchiladas, the full size? Well, it's not, and I didn't mean like it's a different kind of humor. Sarcasm involved. I love humor. I love comedy. I try to be a funny person. I find mirth every day. Well, I feel like when you're laughing, you're living. Dwarf to me. Drawer to me. I knew what you meant. And spell check does not know gardening lingo. Just reading my chat. Well, it is kind of like you're growing in the ground in your hydroponics. You have your little soil plugs, you know, that counts. And especially if you're not doing anything synthetic, you know what I mean? Well, that's about it. I don't know. I don't have much more to talk about. And I'm trying to get used to this live thing, but I do get the feeling I'm sitting here just talking to myself, which I do, but I don't film that. You know what I mean? It feels odd to be sitting here chatting, yeah. So, how'd you like it, guys? Was it informative? This is the way I start things, by the way. It ain't the way. It's not the only way. And, yeah, there you go. Oh, let me point this out. Shasta Daisies. The reason I'm planting them at the end of October like a crazy woman is because these aren't sealed and I just sprinkled myself, shaking them like that. It's because these take 18 months to see a bloom, okay? So if I start now, I might have blooms by next fall, okay? These take a long time to flower. And I'm okay with them not blooming next year still. Although I'm hoping that I will see a bloom sometime between, say, August and October. When I buy Shasta Daisies from the store, because I have, they were in a zinnia patch back over here in my garden tour. I know you don't know what that is, me sitting right here, but if you watch the tour, they were, as you were looking toward my apple trees, they were over there on the left. Anyway, they got really weedy, and girl went over there, I'll weed this. She didn't pull the lilies. She didn't pull the calendula. I don't know how she missed that. She didn't pull the zinnias. But my Shasta Daisies are just not there. So either they died back and are dormant, or she pulled them. So I'm planting these. Also, they tend to go mildewy on me. I have bought a few. I think I bought some year before last and then this year. And they just die on me. I don't know. I don't know if I'm approving of the way they grow their Shasta Daisies. Maybe I was doing something wrong. So I'm going to do it myself. This is not the first time. I have not grown Shasta Daisies by seed myself, but I have done purple coneflowers. And they did just that. They turned up looking like kind of like a raunchy head of lettuce or maybe some kale. They look kind of like that, you know. And then the next year, I had this nice, beautiful row of purple coneflowers. So, oh, y'all are connected over the Isle of Wight. Isle of Wight. Why is it called the Isle of Wight? Why is it spelled like that? Who is W-I-G-H-T? What's it named after? Genealogy is fascinating. You know, growing up not knowing my dad, I have glimpses into who he was now. I've got a picture of him. I saw him. You look back on my community post way back, he's in there. And I'll be darned if he doesn't look like he looks like girl. And in fact, I was looking at her from the side today. I've never seen a picture of him from the side. She's got his nose. I imagine that's his profile. She looks like me, but she looks like him too. She looks like my grandpa. I mean, my dad, her grandpa. Private detective. Don't be detecting me. colorful past, because I know what's on my mom's side. In fact, some of my mom's, from my mom's mom and dad, both their sides, all those people, my relatives, have done the 23-year ancestry, you know. So I've looked at theirs and compared them to my little ancestry wheel, and I have peculiarities that are not in my mom's family. It was fascinating. I mean, somewhere along the lines, I was Egyptian, walking like an Egyptian. Call me man. Yeah. Genealogy. It's fascinating, especially when you grow up not knowing who you were on one side. I mean, I felt like that song, "Motherless Child," no, "Fatherless Child." That's me, half orphan. Also, my dad died when he was like 46, so I was really scared to turn 46 myself. I don't know how he died or anything like that. I haven't seen his death certificate. Oh, the Isle of Wight. There's a lot of that in America. There's a lot of the naming of American things after something in England, especially over in the eastern part over there, right? I have noticed that, and it's like, why did y'all come here and basically set up the same kind of thing? You know? You just name it what you know. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Just to have one and then to lose it, I bet that's another kind of sadness, you know? I don't know what I was missing. He probably would have. Mom said he liked to drink. I could relate to that. So I probably figure he may not have been the pleasantest of fellows, you know? My mom was a wild woman. But the funny thing is about it, Unique, my mom had a relationship with him and loved him, and then when they split up, he knew supposedly that I had been made and was okay and all good about that. And when they went their separate ways, she never dated or remarried. So she tripped me out. And when my mom told me about my dad fully, like, I only ever knew him by his name. That's all she ever said. And that he was Indian. She was not Indian. Or Native American, but she said Indian, okay? And I had moved out, and I needed a couch, and there was an old couch. We had 2 couches in the living room. I was going to get it. So we went in to go get it, and as we were leaving, I noticed there was a notebook on the washer, and me being nosy, I went to reading it, and there was my dad's full name, his date of birth, May 5th, 1948, and his social security number. So that is, I did actually find him when I went to college a long time ago. I found him on the Social Security Death Index. You still haven't found your half-sister? So yeah, I found him and found him dead. So that was sad. But now I can kind of imagine, like, Sierra Leone is the African American part, just a small part. But, you know, likely slave stuff there, you know. He was also Portuguese a little bit, along with the Scots-Irish, you know. That's a story of me. And all it means is I'm just a slightly tanner version of my white mother. You know, she was so white, y'all. If she went in the sun for even 15 or 20 minutes without some high-powered sunscreen, she was Brian. And she had hypersensitive skin. She was just so white, she glowed. So, Pete, your half-sister, is that from your mom or your dad? It's really fun. I don't know how we got to talking about genealogies. It's funny. Isle of Wight and stuff like that. It's been almost an hour. I feel like it's good enough. There seems to be some... Yeah, I did Ancestry. You know, They had to pay me. If you do Ancestry, you need to be careful because they were charging me. There's a monthly fee after you do it to keep on looking at their little website and to keep getting updates and stuff. They were charging me not once, not twice, but 3 times, sometimes for the monthly thing. And me and my bank caught it. We caught it, and they had to pay me back for that. So I closed out my Ancestry account. I'm not messing with that for a while. Also, they had a data breach, so y'all be careful with that. It almost pays to like make up a fake Gmail, not fake, but you know, an alternate Gmail if you're going to be doing something like that, so they're not really getting in your business. I'm very Caucasian too, honey. This is just a little slice out of the Scots Irish, but I'm proud of it. I thought I was Native American. I had to get over the sadness of, because I was like, yes. I liked it. The spiritualness of Native American has always drawn me in, you know. I was proud. Well, I'm just as proud of the other little slices, I'm telling you. Whitley. You're related to Keith, aren't you? You related to Keith Whitley? I know my country. You know, government names. For me, for my daughter. You know what I mean? I don't want any weirdos coming to find me. And also, who doesn't have like some stuff in their past they don't want other people to know about? You know what I mean? It was Dad. He had a girl 4 years before me. Because, see, I had heard, my mom said that I have a half brother or a stepbrother or half brother through my dad. I haven't seen any evidence of that on the Ancestry or the 23andMe. I'm Amanda. That's all you get. I'm glad y'all showed up. I'm glad we got to have our little talk here. Seed planting. Of course, y'all know how to plant seeds. There might be somebody out there that doesn't know how to plant seeds. And the Ancestry thing is fascinating. Oh, I'm not going to spoil it, but my topic Saturday is witches for the Supernatural Saturday. I might be related to some famous witch. Which is funny because my daughter's, she kind of fancy. Listen here. Don't think that witches do not believe in God, because that's some silliness. Anyway, my daughter fancies herself a witch. And that's okay. All right, Pete, you go take your phone call. Anyway, I'm done. I'll let y'all go. I just kind of picked my nose on camera because I got my allergies today, but I really love y'all for stopping by, and I'm here to support y'all too. Mi casa su casa. Plant some seeds. Grow your hydroponics. Do something, but grow some food, y'all, because it's getting scarce on these outside streets and stuff. And grow your own herbs too. Don't give them garden people any more money than we already have to. Peace, guys. I'm kicking y'all out. Ugh. Ending stream. Bye-bye.